On this episode of Shaking My Head, it's part one of our special Stanley Cup Finals edition.
This is AJ Greer. He takes Walman's glove and he throws it into the Florida bench.
Oh, you thought because it was best on best that they would be good for a clip or two? Wrong. Roll it. When you get dominated on the scoreboard like the Oilers did in Game 3, you have to try to send a message other ways. You have to dominate in other departments. You got to toss the mitts down, grab some scruff, go full twisted sister. Though that reckless abandonment does come with a risk. The risk? You get dominated there as well.
And one play halted, Bennett tied up again. And now the fur really starts to fly. Everybody pairing off.
It's Frederick who started it, getting after Bennett. He got away with about 2 or 3 and then broke his stick on his back. Now he's in some trouble. Gets up from the linesman there.
Gadjevich, who is pretty good in this department up against Darnell Nurse, who's doing just fine.
Not enough bodies there to separate everyone. You got fights going on in the corner.
Everybody
Schmidt
paired off
and
still.
Brown, Gadjevich, and Nurse, 2 big men just pounding each other right now.
Gadjevich, one of the more underrated fighters in the league. Not a full heavyweight at 211, but as handy as just about anybody, and Nurse hanging in. Well, it started with Bennett and Frederick, and then everybody got involved.
As I said, Frederick got a couple without the arm coming up, but when the stick broke, that was it. And as it often does, it goes from there, all 5 guys going after each other, and the frustration of a 5-1 game, so much at stake. And then 2 big bodies, Nurse and Gadjevich, going for a couple minutes there.
Panthers are truly a complete team. Offensively, studs. Defensively, studs. Physicality, studs. Skill, studs. Goalie, might be the best in the league. But what's most impressive about their game, you ask? Their remarkable ability to turn slight inconveniences into full meltdowns. Right, Jake?
Yeah, so this is AJ Greer. He takes Walman's glove and he throws it into the Florida bench. And if the shower is not working in Brian Boucher's presidential suite, it's okay. He's getting a cleaning here from Jake Walman.
John Klingberg learned a very valuable lesson in Game 3. Never assume, because it makes an ass out of you and me. In this case, the me is John Klingberg, and the you, well, that would be the official that John naively thought would get out of the way.
Parry from Bouchard and Echols. Klingberg, he runs into the official. He comes loose and a chance there, scores! Sam Reinhardt gets it back after Francis Sharon got in the way of John Klingberg.
Well, how many times have we seen that already in a period in 3 minutes? You know, collisions with the official. You saw in a pinch earlier on a linesman. This one, you know that the pressure is coming from Barkov, and he just gets right down on as Sharon tries to get out of the way. Klingberg tried to scoop it with his hand, and this one through the crowd. Verhaeghe with the quick, and I mentioned about Reinhardt struggling to find the back of the net. Well, there's a goal scorer's goal as well. He gets it right through with a quick release. I don't think Stuart Skinner thought that puck was going to be in play so quickly, didn't react to it.
Now, sometimes, in very rare instances, a play is so good that it has an equal and opposite reaction for the opposing team. The laws of perspective state the better the play for one, the equal the misplay for the other. That's what they say, right? That's It's a saying. You guys heard that, right? I guess that's just a long way of saying it takes two to tango. And just before we roll this, I want you guys to get in the comments after you see the clip and tell me, do you think Leon saw Sam coming and pulled an anonymous henchman from Austin Powers 3?
Why don't you just fall down? Go on, son.
Or was that fall legit? Because I got my suspicions.
Klingberg ahead, Draisaitl on the move. But Colson with him. He'll drop it off to Klingberg, but Colson take it down. Look down at the line, held in, but now a break. Listarina bumps it ahead. Sam Bennett scores. A playoff leading 14th for Sam Bennett.
Well, he ends up with the goal at the other end, but man, he almost took the head off of Todd Colson here. Watch just the miss. Just brushes by him and then follows up through the Klingberg and finishes his check. Todd Colson, after getting up, gives it away. The Restораinen gives it to Bennett, the hottest stick on the Florida Panthers. Just his second game on goal on home ice.
Now, easily the most fascinating case study from this entire playoffs has been this guy, Stuart Skinner. You see, because the Stu has been one of two things, and that's it. He's either been Hall of Fame good, Dominic Hasek-esque, or he's been this.
An outlet for Smith at center, and he'll shovel a backhand into the Edmonton zone. That one flipped up over the glass. It's going to be a penalty. Once again, Edmonton shorthanded.
Oh, just straight out it from a really tough angle too, and you know, from a goaltender's perspective, just trying to get it away from traffic. And from bad to worse for Stuart Skinner, that one just gets away. Boy, he knew it right away too, didn't he? It just flipped up at the last second as he was trying to put it off the glass and past where the pressure was coming.
Ekblad and Jones. Pass for Reinhardt. Ekblad scores. A pretty power play goal. 5-1 Panthers.
Well, that's about as efficient a power play as you're going to see. And I know they talked in studio about body language and sometimes just the energy getting zapped out. And 5 quick passes all through the lanes. The most important thing you need in a penalty kill is good active sticks. There's 3 passes that go right through, and there's no chance at all for Skinner. He barely able to get across back to that one. The no-look backhand pass by Reinhardt right in the wheelhouse for Ekblad, and he buries it in the top corner.
That'll be it for Stuart Skinner as Calvin Pickard gets set to come on and Skinner gets the rest of the night off.
Well, as Kelly mentioned, you know, if nothing else too, you know Pickard's always going to be an option. The two get along so well. They have a great relationship. The team likes him. The team trusts him as well. Tough night for Skinner. Tough night for the Oilers all around. And if nothing else, it allows Pickard to get back into the rhythm of game action.
Big reason that the Oilers are here. Calvin Pickard, who came on when Skinner struggled after the first 2 games in Los Angeles, and Skinner came on to win the next 6.
Now, speaking of pulling goalies, no matter how much you all dislike me, no matter your level of disdain, at least I can confidently say that you all like me more than Pete DeBoer likes Jake Ottinger.
Edmonton scoring on their first shot. The chance here. And Gilbert scores. What a feed from Victor Arvidsson. And Edmonton has a 2-0 lead.
And if I'm reading this right, this is Pete DeBoer who's had enough and says, we got to settle things down. There's one team that's skating out there right now, and it's not wearing green.
It's amazing because the overriding theme going into the game was for Dallas to get a better start, and it couldn't be worse.
Well, you asked me the question when you looked at the starting lineup. The Oilers started their 4th line on the road, so not putting McDavid out there. And you were surprised that Pete DeBoer started his fourth line. And I agree with it. That maybe sets the tone. This is a playoff game, an elimination game. Guys, get out on the ice. I mean, that looks like it's an exhibition game in September. And you just cannot make that happen. Ottinger gave the look to his teammate on that play. Ottinger's going back into the net, and he gets a call back. Oh, you want to talk about making more than a statement. Wow.
You know, the reality is if you go back to last year's playoffs, you know, he's lost 6 to 7 games to Edmonton, and we gave up 2 shots on 2 goals in an elimination game. Status quo had not been working, you know, and that's a pretty big sample size.
Well, just like that, we've come to the end of another incredible episode. Thank you so much for watching. And congratulations to last week's trivia winner, Banjo Billy-0919, who correctly answered Chris Pronger as the player who led the Edmonton Oilers in scoring on their iconic 2006 Stanley Cup run. For this week's trivia question, I pose you this, viewer. Which organization did Wayne Gretzky score his first professional goal against? If you think you know the answer, put it in the comments down below to be potentially featured on next week's episode. Until then, I'm Tup Stewart. You keep that head a-shaking. Just do it, okay? Please? For me. Thank you. You won't.